Good evening, everyone. Today I would like to, of course, during our struggle, everyday struggle with utmost character of our world around us, today I would like to prove you that magic things, magic items, magic things exist, like a very good book by former German propaganda activist and official Kurt Wilhelm Marek, who wanted to distance himself from the National Socialist past. So he changed his surname into Kurt, written by C, new version not by K like in the old one, Wilhelm Ceram. So he used anagram, changing his name. And as a new author, Kurt by C, written by C, Wilhelm Ceram, he wrote a book. In German, the title is Güter, Gräber und Gelehrte, which translates Gods, Graves and Scholars. And it's a very beautiful, really magic book on archaeology. Author just takes the reader for a journey with the pioneers of modern archaeology, like Heinrich Schliemann, like Mr. Botta, like Mr. Carter, Mr. Layard, and Mr. Thompson, many others. So we are going through almost all the most important ancient civilizations, including Maya civilization, and we are getting familiar with the stories about the discovery of this civilization by modern science in modern times. We also read a story about Champollion and many others, written in a very, as author wrote, in a very romantic style. I wouldn't say that it was very romantic, but for some people may see it like this. For me, it was very informative, very entertaining, and very beautifully written. And this connection of these three features makes this book magic. Of course, taking into account that it was written first version in 1949 AD, not all information, not all interpretations that can be found on the pages of this great magic book are really valid. Some of them are dated, but it doesn't mean that the book is losing its value. No, it's magic, and if you want especially make young persons interested in history or even science or archaeology, start with this book. This book will make its job in the best way. So, Gods, Grave and Scholars by Kurt, written with C, Wilhelm Ceram, and just start your adventure. Really magic book, beautifully written. Maybe one can say that author really lacks a little bit criticism towards his great countryman and polyglot, the guy who rediscovered the Troy, Schliemann. But I think that one can forgive this to him, because the entire work he presented to us is great. Of course, this guy wrote some other books that were also translated in some other languages, but the majority of his work is still available in the original language, so German, but the book that it's really worth reading all the time and without any exception is this one, Gods, Grave and Scholars. Really magic book, worth reading, not only for young readers. All the best, I wish you good night.